The information station, KRMS, Osage Beach.
It's time for the Lakefront Living Realty radio show on News Talk KRMS. Lakefront Living Realty is Missouri's only real estate firm focused solely on lakefront and lake access properties, changing lives one lake house at a time. So let's talk the waterfront lifestyle. Please welcome owner-broker Annie Faulstich and her guests for today's program.
Welcome to the Lakefront Living Real Estate Show, your trusted guide to buying or selling property at Lake of the Ozarks, where every day is a lake day. I'm Annie Faulstich, owner-broker of Lakefront Living Realty, Missouri's only exclusive lakefront lake access brokerage, where we're changing lives one lake house at a time. Today we are talking home loans, and what a perfect week to have local area experts Michael and Michelle Lassen with First State Bank on the show. It's been a crazy couple weeks in the lending market. Lakefront Living had an awesome time at the St. Charles Boat Show last weekend. Each year, Lakefront Living Realty hosts 2-hour-long buyer or seller seminars around the country. This year, Lakefront Living Realty Missouri decided to switch it up and host 3 25-minute buyer workshops at the boat show in hopes to spread the knowledge to more lakefront buyers. In 25 minutes, we left buyers with tools, questions, and information to be aware of when purchasing lakefront property. If you missed us at the boat show and would still like to receive a workshop packet, please reach out to me directly at annief@lakefrontliving.com or call the office directly 833-LAKEFRONT, or of course you can always find us at lakefrontliving.com. It's been an active market this winter, and now off into the spring season. Rates are crazy low, and we are ready for a busy summer season here at the lake. Michael and Michelle Lassen have been working together in the mortgage industry for over 17 years and are here to give us some insight on what's happening in the lending industry, what products and loans are out there and available to second homeowners, as well as what the future holds. Michael, Michelle, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, stay with us if you're just tuning in, because gosh, this is a hot topic. What a crazy couple weeks!
It's very crazy. We've never seen rates this low, and it's an awesome time for everybody.
Well, I didn't even know where to start. We've got so much to talk about today, but definitely give listeners a little bit of background on you, on how you all came, to the lake, from the lake, kind of your background.
We actually both came from the lake separately. He's from Chicago, and I'm from southern Indiana. We met down here, raised our family. We've got 6 kids. We've got grandkid 8 and 9 coming this summer, so congrats. We have a blast. We love working and living in the lake area, so we have a good time. So with us being down here, we kind of know what people need to know when they're buying, or what part of the area they need to look at for different families. Some have families, some are single, some don't have families. So we know the lake area and different activities that they can do and markets.
Tell me a little bit about First State Bank, if anybody doesn't have.
We joined First State Bank and came to Lake of the Ozarks April of 2010. So we're just about 10 years here at Lake of the Ozarks. We were with another company prior to that, and we merged into First State Bank. So like I said, we're celebrating 10 years here at Lake of the Ozarks.
And First State Bank is out of St.
Charles, Missouri.
Charles, yeah.
So we're First State Bank of St. Charles is who we are.
Okay.
And we work for the mortgage division.
Yeah. Where's your office located here?
Our office is in the Deerbergs Plaza, right next to the UPS store in Osage Beach.
Perfect. So when you're picking up your groceries, you can stop in and say hello, but we pass right by Lassen's office all the time. And I know you all you're a familiar face in the community. You're around all the time. I know personally from having my own, clients, buyers, and sellers work with you directly my entire career. So you all have been around. But crazy low interest rates. Is that where we want to start? I don't even know. I mean, we saw each other at St. Charles over the weekend, and that seems to be right when everything was going lower than anybody ever anticipated.
We were actually at the boat show and working on our files, sitting right there in the booth while we were trying to talk to people too, because refinances right now are hot. Even purchase money is extremely low. The 30-year fixed was down in the low 3s, and the 15-year was below 3%. So it's just an awesome time, and we're still managing to get purchases closed in 30 days. So, if you're wanting to buy something, you don't have to worry about being postponed. We can still get that done.
Have you ever closed loans that low? Or
No.
Locked in? That you've seen? Yeah.
No,
It's
the
crazy.
lowest we saw prior to this was 3.25.
Yeah.
And I actually did lock one in last week at 2.875 for a 30-year fix. They've since raised
I was going to
slightly.
say they came back up a little bit.
A little bit. But the
still.
market still is very volatile right now. So
Still under 4% is a great rate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we typically see a lot of cash buyers in the real estate industry here at Lake of the Ozarks. Just, we have a lot of retirees or folks that pay in cash for their vacation home. But gosh, it's almost like you're getting money for free now. So we're thankfully, we're seeing a lot of people take advantage of that and keep their cash liquid.
Right. And we're a full service mortgage division, so we can do conventional financing. We can do government lending, VA, FHA, rural development. We can do portfolio. If you've got a situation where you don't meet the box of traditional lending, we have a portfolio product that we can put you in temporarily till we can get you to that conventional financing mark.
Perfect. I didn't know that you offered portfolio loans, but I guess being part of the bank. And not just
Yes. So we're the best of both worlds. We do work for a bank, so we follow the rules and regulations set by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. But then on our portfolio side, if the client doesn't meet within the realms of Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, then we have a product that we could put them in. It'll be an adjustable arm, but it's designed to help the client get into their property, a short-term solution to a long-term goal, if you will.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about other general guidelines to mortgage lending, both primary and secondary, how that looks here at Lake of the Ozarks.
The primary and secondary homes basically follow a lot of the same rules. It's still an owner-occupied property. So the main difference is on a second home, you have to put a minimum of 10% down. On a primary home, you can get up to, with the government lending, 100% financing, non-government, 95% financing. So you still owner-occupied, owner-controlled. But the main rule of thumb is we have to prove the ability to repay the loan. So it seems simple enough, but we do that by verifying tax returns, paycheck stubs, income statements, and we just make sure everything matches and that you as the consumer truly have the ability to repay your loan. Not that you could pay off the loan tomorrow, but you have the ability to make your monthly obligations.
Okay.
And we deal with a lot of second home buyers. The good thing about our company is we can do everything electronically. We have a secure site where they can do their online application. They can upload their documents that we need securely. Everything. They can sign their disclosures electronically. We're also coming out with
E-disclosure?
E-closings.
E-closings, correct.
So they can close when they literally sign everything before they get to closing, come into closing, and they'll sign the note, the deed of trust, and be out and enjoying their new property. So
really?
Closings won't take an hour anymore. They'll take 15 minutes. So.
Oh, wow.
And the title companies are on board with that. Right now we're going through the Missouri law change of the notary law with e-notarizing, and that's being legislation as we speak. That law should be passed in the next couple of weeks, I would imagine.
Awesome. No more arthritis at the closing table.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's going to be really great. And a lot of our buyers now are tech savvy, so they prefer doing things electronically. They don't have a lot of paperwork laying around. So we've worked around that so we can help them with that.
Yeah. And just like myself, I mean, like you said, you work with so many second home buyers, which means that they're not here locally, which makes it, not convenient to stop into the bank and get paperwork signed.
And by definition, we're mortgage bankers, but we're more or less a mortgage broker as well. Like I said, we have the ability to write the loans for our institution, but I could also transfer the servicing to, the bigger companies, a Wells Fargo and companies like that. And we do that quite often because sometimes their rates are just much more aggressive following the secondary market rules and regulations.
Okay. Is that customary for a bank to be able, to do that? Is that something specialized for you all? Because it seems like not everybody has that ability.
Some of your mortgage brokers just have a few. Some banks only can write for themselves.
Yeah.
We basically do have the ability to do both.
Wow, that's awesome.
We can service them, and sometimes our servicing rates are better than what our service release rates are. And it just depends on the market at that moment. Rates change minutely sometimes. I mean, there's no reason to stay with one when we have a better investor.
Okay. As we talk about these historically low interest rates, that's what we're going to talk about is, getting locked in. And when you said that you locked somebody in, earlier this week or last week, under 3%, tell me a little bit about what that means to lock in those interest rates.
What we're doing is basically reserving the funds for the client. Okay, we haven't processed yet, but we're reserving the funds based on the application that we received, and then we will process the loan. And if everything is approved based on what they submitted to us, then we'll get the loan closed.
Awesome. Well, we are going to take a short break here at the Lakefront Living Realty Radio Show on News Talk KRMS. Stay with us. We are talking to Michael and Michelle Lassen with First State Bank, but we will be back on 1150 AM, 97.5 FM, and 103.3 FM. Remember, you can find us anytime at lakefrontliving.com.
Hi, I'm Stacy O'Neill, Realtor and Lakefront Specialist with Lakefront Living Realty at Lake of the Ozarks. Call or email me directly to put my love for the lakefront lifestyle to work for you.
Welcome back. Thanks for listening to the Lakefront Living Realty Radio Show on News Talk KRMS. Once again, here's owner-broker Annie Faulstich.
Welcome back to the Lakefront Living Real Estate Show, your trusted guide to buying or selling property at Lake of the Ozarks, where every day is a lake day. Again, I'm Annie Faulstich, owner-broker of Lakefront Living Realty, Missouri's only exclusive lakefront lake access brokerage. If you missed us or just tuning in, missed the first half, we are here with Michael and Michelle Lassen of First State Bank. We are talking home loans today. So in crazy low rates and market's crazy, everything's crazy right now. But of course, remember, if you miss any part of today's show or any previous show, you can listen at any time on our YouTube channel, Lakefront Living Realty Missouri, at your leisure. And of course, stay tuned for all of the upcoming episodes. But Michael and Michelle, thank you for being here with us today.
Thanks for having us.
It's a crazy whirlwind. I know we're all busy in the real estate world, but I can't even imagine how crazy busy you guys are right now because of all the refis, which we briefly touched on.
It is. It's crazy. We're getting
It's like
10 to 12 applications in every day, and it's finding the time to work on them. But we're getting it done. So we want to stress with when you're purchasing a house or a condo down here at the lake or anywhere, it's good to get pre-approved. You may not have found your property yet, but get with your lender. And if you're down here, we stress local lenders because we know the market area extremely well. Get your application in. Get them all the documents they need. We have a program where we can get everything we need. Get your file underwritten before you even find a property. That way, when you find a property, we can close that thing in 10 days because all we need to do is get title work and an appraisal, and you're good to go. So that helps, especially with real estate down here where you've got multiple bids on multiple properties. If you've got a true pre-approval done and you have that letter from your lender, those sellers are going to look at you a little harder to accept your offer.
Absolutely. I know that was one huge topic that I wanted to talk about today because that's one of the biggest, the seminar that we did last weekend at the St. Charles Boat Show talking to buyers. One of our top 5 tips to buying your dream lake home was getting pre-qualified. Having that pre-approval letter, it's huge. It's so important, especially in today's market, depending on what price range that you're in. And if you're in a same price range as everybody else and in those hot markets, we are finally, seeing multiple offers, and we're having bidding wars, which we hadn't seen in a long time at Lake of the Ozarks, but we're experiencing that. And a pre-approval, and I'm going to ask you to explain that as well. Pre-approval opposed to a pre-qualification, people use different terms. What's the difference between those?
On a pre-approval, that's a full underwrite. On a pre-qualification, what that means is the client has made application with us. Based on what their application shows, we will pull credit, and without any other verification than that, we'll type up a credit approval letter. States that they've applied for a loan with us, based on what they've supplied to us at this time, they're qualified to go forward. Okay. On that, I have, a line that says it's subject to the verification of the loan application. So it's subject to me verifying their employment, their asset statements, etc. But we've done one step by pulling a credit report. So we know their credit scores. We know based on what they've provided to us so far, they can afford to go on to the next step. Now we just have to verify that. So you got to be real careful, because sometimes we'll pre-qual somebody, and then when we get into underwriting, they don't truly make what they disclose to us. Not on purpose, but they write things off, whether they're self-employed or, a 1099 employee or whatnot. They have the ability to write things off, but unfortunately we have to follow what is recorded with the IRS on their tax returns. So they may write down they make X amount of dollars, but they forgot they write a lot of it off. So now what's been filed with the IRS, we're counting is less. So that's the difference between the pre-qual and then the actual underwrite. An underwrite is where we'll get their income statements, we'll get their tax returns, we'll get their asset statements, and we'll actually have an underwriter review the file to make sure that we have everything that we need, and it'll be subject to or conditional approval based on a satisfactory title and appraisal. So like Michelle said a couple minutes ago, we can close those in less than 10 days. So if your client comes to us and we do a true pre-approval, they go find a property, they write a contract, we can close that in 10 days.
Another important factor in getting a pre-approval is you don't want to get your heart set on a $600,000 house when you can afford a $400,000 house, because that's just depressing. So we want to help the buyers make sure they know where they can be shopping at.
Yeah, it really does make sense. And just like Michael was talking about, I mean, it's that fine dance between your accountant and your banker. And a lot of people, really aren't aware of that until you dive in for no fault to their own.
Correct. They're not fraudulently saying stuff to us. Right. They think they make X amount of dollars a month, and they very well might. But then their accountant, along with them, they, wrote some things off to lower their tax liability. So unfortunately, we have to follow what is filed with the IRS.
Yeah. So really, for so many reasons, it's so important to go ahead and start that process. It's going to put you in the driver's seat, really, as a buyer, which is hard to do in a seller's market, is to be in the driver's seat as a buyer. So doing that work up front and getting in touch with you, getting those applications filled out, but not just the application and verbal, here's what we have, getting all of the information to you, like you said, so you can really go through that pre-approval and underwriting. It makes a huge difference.
And that process doesn't cost the buyer anything. Okay. So we don't have an upfront application fee or any charges to them until they decide to go forward.
Yeah. People question a lot about, well, is it going to, ding my credit? And
it will, but minutely. It's not going to hit it hard. And when you make your next month's payments, your credit score is going to come right back up. So
it's a small hit. I mean, it's considered what's called a hard hit to your credit, but they have to know where they are.
Exactly.
They truly have to know where they are. And we're available 24/7, actually. Whether you talk to us personally or hop on our website at www.yourlakeloan.com, that will allow your borrowers, your buyers, to go on our application site, fill out the application, and submit it. And we work all the time. We bring our computers home and we'll be sitting down watching TV working on files, just because that's the nature of our business right now.
Yeah.
It's a second home market. We have to be available for our buyers. When they're not at work, we have to be available.
And I can vouch for that. I do know that you two are working around the clock. So that is true. And I love your website as well, yourlakeloan.com. I mean, that's easy to remember, right? That's all we're dealing. Lake property. Everybody wants a lake property. So where else would you go for your lake loan is to yourlakeloan.com. I love it. But really, those pre-approvals, pre-qualifications, again, as a buyer, will put you in control. And that was a question I hear a lot. It's going to ding my credit. It's worth it. It's important to have that done up front so that we're not dealing with stress in the 11th hour. Purchase process is stressful, even when you're on the buyer side, and it's really fun and exciting, and everybody's excited to get that lakefront property. It's stressful. There's a lot that goes into it. I know that people complain about the lenders wanting everything, the firstborn child, some blood samples, and
it feels that way, but there's a reason for our madness.
At the end of the day, we're just proving that the consumer has the ability to repay their monthly obligation.
Yeah.
That's really all we're doing.
Yeah. And I mean, we've gone through it as well, and I enjoy that to try to empathize with my buyers as well, so that you can remember, yes, it does kind of feel like that at times. But I can say with a lot of the electronic systems now, online, it does help to be able to load those at any hour of, of the
Correct.
day. You're not trying to just hustle around and meet business hours. And with you all being available 24/7, it's really about the person on the other end of the line processing your loan.
Correct.
And that personal relationship.
We do a couple things to up front to make it a little easier for the client. We tell the client right away after we've pulled credit and we're sending a credit approval letter what we need from them. We ask for it all up front. We're not going to piece this together. We're going to ask for it all up front so we can have a smooth underwrite and get you guys clear to close as quickly as possible. And so, and I know that helps. It's frustrating at the very beginning for the buyer, but if the buyer helps us in the first few days, it'll make the whole process extremely smooth.
And I think that's goes back to, again, the importance of getting that done prior to finding your dream property, because a lot of times if you wait until you find it, it's just that much more stressful and time consuming whenever you're up against a contract guide,
Yes.
Timeline. But let's go into loan limits. I know those have increased for 2020. And I don't know if that is across the board.
Yes, it's across the board on the conventional. The 1 unit limit now is $510,400. So anything $510,000 and $4 and under is considered conventional, normal financing.
Okay. What was it previously?
$484, I believe, $483.
Okay.
So
No, I think VA also
is going up.
increased it.
Yes.
Yep. Well, let's take another short break. There's our music bed again. So we'll take a short break, but stay with us. We're talking loans, home loans, primary loans, secondary loans. We're going to get into a little bit of condo lending as well after the break, which is a hot topic. We sell a lot of condos here at Lake of the Ozarks. So we are with Michael and Michelle Lassen of First State Bank, yourlakeloan.com. Check it out on the website during the break, but stay with us at Lake News Talk KRMS. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Thanks for listening to the Lakefront Living Realty radio show on News Talk KRMS. Once again, here's owner-broker Annie Faulstich.
Welcome back to the Lakefront Living Real Estate Show, your trusted guide to buying or selling property at Lake of the Ozarks, where every day is a lake day. Again, I'm Annie Faulstich, owner-broker of Lakefront Living Realty, Missouri's only exclusive lakefront lake access brokerage. We are talking home loans today. I am so fortunate to have Michael and Michelle Lassen with First State Bank in the studio with us today. Local area experts. I mean, they've been in the industry. They know the ins and the outs. They're closing home loans. We were just off the air kind of talking about that too. Yourlakeloan.com. Check it out. They're everywhere at the lake. I mean, if you're anywhere, you're going to see Michael and Michelle Lassen. They're everywhere. So really, not only do they stay involved in the community, but they truly do know about local lending. It's a different animal here. I mean, we talk about that at Lakefront Living Realty. I mean, that's where it's our niche market. We're selling lakefront and lake access property exclusively, and it's a different animal. It's a different animal than buying any other real estate. So, you also want to work with lenders who are accustomed to working that type of niche property.
You do. We stress local lending. I mean, we would love you all to come see us, but we know we don't get everybody. But local lenders, we know our lake market. We know how to deal with flood zones. We know how to deal with boat docks and boat slips and condos and just anything you can imagine. We've been in it long enough around here. The local lenders know how to get you through your process smoothly. So we want to stress that. And I know you've been tooting our horn all morning, but we want to give you a little congratulations. Somebody in this room on this radio show was awarded the platinum level with the Bagnell Dam Association of Realtors for 2019. And what that is $15 million in sales. Now, it's not me and it's not Michael, so I guess that just leaves Annie. So we wanted to say congratulations, Annie, because that's an outstanding award.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Very nice accomplishment.
Oh, thanks.
You can tell you work hard.
Oh, thank you. Well, we've been in the industry together so much, and it's so fun to have you all here because it just feels like old friends, kind of, I mean, we see each other all the time. And I was on your site, yesterday, even looking up some things too. I couldn't narrow it down to one award, honestly, because the accolades are all over. And I know that as far as, especially being part of the Bagnell Dam Board of Realtors and how active you all are with our local board and so many affiliates of the year and Missouri's best lenders, and the list goes on and on. So I'm also in good company. So I appreciate that. But it really is, I mean, when, again, I'm hitting back to that buyer's seminar again. If you missed it, you missed out on some great information. Don't hesitate to call me anytime. Find me at lakefrontliving.com, Annie F. at lakefrontliving.com. I'm happy to send you out the packets that we gave out at that buyer's seminar. Just what Michelle was talking about. The docks, the flood zones. There's all of these different attributes that go into purchasing lakefront property, and that's really what our seminar was about. It all could have gone around finding the right lender, and that is so important to working with a local lender. I mean, not to say that we don't work with anybody's lender, because we will. We'll help you get that closed, but it truly does eliminate a lot of the red tape in the 11th hour.
We have happened a lot of times in your 11th hour. We'll have a client call us and say, hey, I've been working with this lender out of town, and we were all good to go until the day before close, and they said, yeah, well, we just don't really like how Lake of the Ozarks does things. And it seems very negative, but it's a very positive area that we're in. Us included, along with several other lake lenders, have been making a living here for 20 plus years doing this. We all understand the lake market. We understand how we have to facilitate our transaction to get it an approvable loan through Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac guidelines based on secondary rules and regulations. Some of the out-of-town lenders follow the same rules, but what's customary for our market might not be customary for their market, so they're just not familiar with how to facilitate the transaction. So at the last minute, we'll get a rush deal, and we'll get them done. I can't get them done in 24 hours per regulations. But, 10, 15 days, we're going to get those people to a closing table. And we're very successful at when a lender out of town turns someone down based on the area versus the client.
Yeah.
We're able to pick up where they left off and get it done.
Well, guilty as charged. I mean, I've sent people to you in the 11th hours as well to get those things done. It's just a niche market.
Right.
It would be the same as, anybody around the country, lenders who are accustomed to lending on oceanfront property or a high-rise condo, in the city.
And people have relationships. I mean, I just recently bought a car, and my relationship with my car lender is in Jefferson City. I bought a vehicle in Springfield, and they wanted me to use their lender. I'm like, nope, I got a guy. I just make a phone call, and it's done. And that's what people do. They have relationships. So they want to use their lender that they've had 20, 30 years relationships with, and they want to think it'll be easy. And sometimes it is. Mm-hmm. And I get it, but sometimes they just don't understand how the lake market works. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
And the good thing about working with our team is, again, we're husband and wife. We've been in this business together from the start, and we're always available. So if he's not available, I'm there. I know what's going on with all the files, and he knows what's going on with all the files. So we can kind of work together as a partnership instead of you having to wait for your loan officer to call you back. We've got a team of people that can, and our processor is right in there with us. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without Tony, so we truly appreciate her, especially this month.
Yeah, I bet.
Tony's done a phenomenal job for us. She's been on board about 3.5 years now with us, and she's just doing a phenomenal job for us.
Awesome.
We have our email as teamlassen@fsbfinancial.com, and what that email goes to is if you send an email to that, it goes to Michelle, myself, and Tony. So all three of us will get that email, so one of us will respond to you promptly. So we feel that's just great customer service, because if you, as a customer, have a question, shoot us an email. You're going to get your answer pretty quick.
Yeah. You also keep everybody informed of the process, which I appreciate as the realtor on either side of the transaction. That is something, even
on
if
the buyer's side, yes.
Yeah.
I keep the buyer's agent informed quite a bit. I'll notify the seller's agent to say, hey, we are working with the client that is purchasing your home that you have listed. If you have any questions, let us know. And that's about it. I'll let the seller's agent know when we've ordered the appraisal. That's it.
Yeah.
That stops my communication
yeah.
because I want the buyer's agent to maintain that control. I don't want to give any information that I shouldn't. But I'm just letting them know, hey, we're involved. If you have any questions, let us know.
Sure. Well, that is something, though, that I appreciate, and I can say it really would help a buyer. You're not giving out any personal information.
Correct.
You're not sharing anything that you shouldn't. But that extra communication actually helps the transaction go smoother.
Right.
And so it's helping the buyer. They probably don't even know that. They don't even realize that because of your, communication with everybody involved, it just keeps everybody calm and everybody
Correct.
moving forward in the right direction. So it really does help that buyer. They probably don't even know it. It's helping the seller to stay at ease and know that you're working towards the final goal, which is closing.
Right. And most of the time, your sellers are buying something else because they've sold this house. So they have an obligation with somebody else. They've written contracts. So we're just trying to keep the lines of communication open so the fear of unknown is more or less answered.
Exactly. It's that fear, of the unknown. So I appreciate your communication level and that team Lassen
at fsbfinancial.com. That's our team email.
Okay. Or again, always go to yourlakeloan.com. But condo lending also, I wanted to touch on, just because we sell so many condos. Condos, really are a huge part of our market, and not even every local lender deals as much with condos or is as comfortable, knowing the ins and the outs of the HOAs.
We keep a really big database of condo HOAs, but we have to get a condo questionnaire with every transaction, every file. So we have the most up-to-date knowledge of what's going on with the association. So we could, facilitate our transaction because there's guidelines that have to be followed.
Yeah.
So we follow those based on what Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac state, but the HOAs work directly with us. And we're asking for stuff right away when you send us a contract. We're not waiting to the last minute.
Yeah. Well, I know in the past that myself as a buyer's agent or the buyers have even, reached out to you all and contacted you because of your years of experience and working with condo lending. You really kind of know up front what's going on with if you're going to be able to get a certain condo complex closed or not closed.
Right, and we can also review the budget and the decks and bylaws and their insurance, and we can determine what type of loan program that you can qualify for based on that information.
I've had HOAs call us and say, hey, we're redoing our budget. We want to ask you a couple of questions to see if it would meet the guidelines.
Yeah.
Sure, we'd be glad to answer those questions, and we have. We've assisted HOAs in planning their next year's budget so they know that their sellers and or buyers will have no issues buying at that complex.
No issues closing.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, let's take another short break on the Lakefront Living Real Estate Radio Show. We'll be right back with Michael and Michelle Lassen with First State Bank. Always remember you can catch us at lakefrontliving.com. You can reach them at yourlakeloan.com. Stay with us as well, because in the last hour, we're going to go over today's featured listing. As always, that's a hot topic for everybody, and it's another new listing today. So stay with us. Remember, you can always find us at Alexa. Say, Alexa, play KRMS Radio to listen live. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Thanks for listening to the Lakefront Living Realty radio show on News Talk KRMS. Once again, here's owner-broker Annie Faulstich.
Hi, I'm Haley Glover, Realtor and Lakefront Specialist with Lakefront Living Realty at Lake of the Ozarks. Call or email me directly to put my love for the lakefront lifestyle to work for you. I am a full-time agent exclusively working with buyers and sellers of lakefront and lake access property. You can find me at lakefrontliving.com, call 913-638-7798, or email me directly at Haley, Haley, at lakefrontliving.com. Let me share with you how we differ from any other brokerage at the lake and how I can assist you to get your property sold.
Welcome back to the Lakefront Living Real Estate Show, your trusted guide to buying or selling property at Lake of the Ozarks, where every day is a lake day. Again, I'm Annie Faulstich, owner, broker of Lakefront Living Realty, Missouri's only exclusive lakefront lake access brokerage. If you're just tuning in, we have been talking home loans. We've got Michael and Michelle Lassen with First State Bank in the studio with us today. They're just giving us a plethora of information. We've gone over these crazy low rates, which, I mean, I think even last year, at this time we were sitting here thinking that they couldn't get any lower.
That's right, we were.
I know.
Every time they go this low, we're like, oh my God, we never imagined they'd be this low. People will call us, well, what do you think? Well, a year ago, I didn't think we'd be here.
I know. So, there's no crystal ball, unfortunately.
No crystal
ball. So, give them a call. Reach out to them. YourLakeLoan.com. They truly are Lake the Ozarks experts, area experts. They're involved in everything, but more importantly, they've been doing home loans, secondary loans, condo loans, whatever type of loan you're looking for, they can help you or steer you in the right direction. So definitely reach out to Michael or Michelle Lassen. Again, First State Bank. I just picked up the new Second Home Living Summer Edition, and there you are. There you are on the bottom. So if you're looking for them as well, you're going to start seeing them everywhere now. Michael and Michelle Lassen, thank you so much for being in the studio with us today.
Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure to be here.
We appreciate all that you do for our clients as well, and getting those home loans closed. Again, that is not the most fun part of the process. I feel fortunate. I'm usually on the fun side, and getting that loan done can be complicated and stressful at times.
Ours is a fun side too.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's a little stressor.
Yes.
than completely fun. But we get there. We get people to closing. Sometimes we can do it in 30 days. Sometimes we have to give someone a 6-month plan. Hey, this is what you need to do in the next few months, and then let's get you to the closing table.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think your team does an amazing job of helping everybody through that process.
Yes, ma'am.
And again, back to that communication, which is key to everything and key to keeping happy clients at the end of the day, and you do a great job of that.
Our company makes it real easy for us. They give us all the tools that we need to be successful in the industry. So we work for a great company. We've been on board with them since March of 2006 is when we were originally hired, and then we were transferred under First State Bank umbrella in April of 2010. So, and that's part of it. When you work for a great company, they give you everything you need. It just makes our process smoother. It really does.
Well, stop by and visit them. See them at Deerberg's.
Yes.
Reach out to them. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
I know. Have a prosperous summer, and I hope to see you back here in the studio soon.
All right.
Ma'am. Thank you.
Well, if you miss any part of today's shows or previous shows, look us up at the Lakefront Living Realty Missouri YouTube channel, and you can listen at any time. We have a lot coming up in the new year, so stay tuned each week as I make new announcements of upcoming events, new listing, collaborations, and tips on buying and selling lakefront property. Each week I like to talk about topics that typically affect buyers and sellers, giving you, the listeners, answers to your most common questions. I will always continue to ask you to call the office or myself directly anytime with any further questions that you may have on one of our shows, or if there is someone or a certain topic that you would like to hear us cover. Featured listing of the week. This week we are going to take you off the lake, but we're going to stay waterfront. We have a rare piece of property that hit the market this week. 153 acres off Highway D in Osage Beach with over 1 mile of Osage riverfront. This is an outdoor enthusiast paradise located just minutes from the heart of Osage Beach, literally just a few minutes from Hy-Vee. This is just an incredible piece of property and history on the Osage River. With, at one time, it was listed by the Missouri Department of Conservation to be the state's largest blue heron rookery. It's awesome. You feel like you're so far removed from anything when you're right in the middle of Osage Beach. So this property features a 2-bedroom cabin and 2 large outbuildings. For the exclusive details on this extremely rare piece of property, 153 acres in the heart of Osage Beach, located on the Osage River, call myself directly at 573-216-4350. or of course you can check it out at lakefrontliving.com. Today, Alex Piontek, Realtor and Lakefront Specialist, is holding an open house at Forest Point. That is Unit 241, Forest Point condo, from 11 to 3 p.m. This is another special listing and a tough one to find. It's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, top-floor lakefront condo. Newer construction, selling turnkey, and a 12 by 36 boat slip with a garage available. Those are really hard to find. 4-bedroom, 4-bath, top-floor unit at Forest Point. 12 by 36 boat slip and a garage available. So run over there off of Highway W. Call us at the office if you need directions, but that is Forest Point, Unit 241. Go visit Alex today from 11 to 3 p.m. If you want to get your lakefront or lake access home in front of lakefront buyers nationwide, call and speak with one of our lakefront specialists regarding selling your lakefront or lake access property. You can connect directly through lakefrontliving.com and go to the Missouri page. We are seeking out right now any unsuccessful sellers. So if you have had your home previously listed or have tried to sell it yourself without a sale, we would love the opportunity to briefly visit with you on how we can help you get your home sold and how we differ from any other brokerage in Missouri aside from just being exclusive lakefront. You could also be our next week's featured listing. I want to remind everyone that Lakefront Living Realty Missouri is now also covering Table Rock, Taneycomo, and Bull Shoals Lake. So if you or anyone you know is interested or would like to know more about real estate on those lakes, please have them go to lakefrontliving.com, the Missouri page, and check out the active real estate. We've been talking again about home loans today. It's really an important part of your buying process at Lake of the Ozarks. Get that pre-approval, reach out to the local lender, and get those things in line before deciding on your dream lake home. It can really make a difference in the process for you. So don't wait. Pick up the phone, go to yourlakeloan.com and check that out. And of course, you can always, again, find us at lakefrontliving.com. If you've missed any of today's episode or previous episodes, you can always find us on our YouTube channel. There is a plethora of information there on videos, old radio shows. We like to collaborate with Lake of the Ozarks local business owners, bringing you information on Lake of the Ozarks to keep you informed about what's going on lake-wide, but also as far as real estate is concerned on buying or selling lakefront and lake access property. We always talk about selling a lifestyle at Lakefront Living Realty, and it's that time of year. Everyone is envisioning themselves at their lakefront home and, of course, out on the water. I can't wait to be out on the water. We're all just waiting to get everything de-winterized now, but let Michael and Michelle Lassen with First State Bank help you make that dream of owning a lake home a reality. Call them today, get that pre-approval, and get in the driver's seat. Do not wait to buy that lake home you've always wanted. Life is short. Buy the lake house now and start making the memories that you will cherish forever. My family and I live and work to boat and enjoy all that Lake of the Ozarks has to offer. Real estate is truly my passion, so every day is a lake day. Once more, to get in touch with us, visit our website at lakefrontliving.com. You can always call the office at 833-LAKEFRONT or 553-7668. That's 833-553-7668. Until next week, thanks for listening.
Hi, this is Alex Piontek, Realtor and Lakefront Specialist with Lakefront Living Realty, specializing in lakefront and lake access homes, condos, and land on the West Shore. If you or anyone you know is interested in buying or selling property on the West Shore, give me a call at 636-388-1088 or email me directly at alex@lakefrontliving.com.
It's the Lake of the Ozarks lifestyle you've been dreaming about. Hello, I'm Scott Ferguson, CEO of Lakefront Living International, inviting you to join us on KRMS each Saturday morning starting at 11:06 following the news. Remember, you're not just buying a house, you're buying the lake and the lifestyle that is unique to Lake of the Ozarks. For more information, visit lakefrontliving.com. We hope you'll listen in on Saturdays at 11:06 on News Talk KRMS.
Tell a friend to join you next week and listen in to the Lakefront Living Realty radio show. Visit their website for more information, including current listings and agent contacts. www.lakefrontliving.com. That's lakefrontliving.com. Or call the office at 833-LK-FRONT. That's 833-7668. 833-7668. And join them next Saturday after the news at 11 a.m. on News Talk KRMS, Osage Beach.